How to protect your mind from excessive information and informational manipulation. This question is not new, and it concerns millions of people. It is especially relevant for those who engage in spiritual practices, meditate, and seek inner peace and silence. It seems that such an abundance of information is something modern, but that's not true. Thousands of years ago, this question was just as relevant. Back then, there were no computers, internet, or social networks, but even then, yogis and hermits of various religions and traditions sought to protect their consciousness. They went to the mountains, hid in caves. Why? Because they knew consciousness must be protected. They went to monasteries, lived in the silence of their cells, because they understood that they needed to protect, defend, and keep their consciousness pure. Consciousness is very fragile. It is like a crystal vase or a delicate sprout that is easily subjected to external influences, cold, wind, and other impacts. And someone who follows the path of yoga, the path of liberation, must take care to protect their consciousness. This is important to understand. One of the best methods of such protection is the Maha Mantra, the mantra of your spiritual tradition. This is especially useful for beginners. The Maha Mantra is always a great mantra, the main mantra of your life. For example, if you follow the tradition of Shaivism, then it is the 5-syllable mantra, Panchakshara mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. This mantra can be 5 or 6 syllables. Repeat it on prayer beads every day, contemplating the meaning of the words, and it will protect you. It will purify you. Manas is the mind, Traya is protection of the mind, a kind of crossing that delivers the yogi to the shore of liberation. The mantra is intended for this purpose. What else should be understood? The external world can manipulate us as long as our thoughts control us, as long as we remain at the level of concepts. When we conquer concepts within ourselves, separate ourselves from our own thoughts, we attain a liberated, expanded state of consciousness. We no longer believe in internal perception, emotions, mood. All this has already been processed, exhausted, and we have managed to separate ourselves from it. No news or events of the external world can any longer control us or influence us. Therefore, first and foremost, it is necessary to unfold within yourself the proper level of awareness. Transcend your own concepts. Go beyond the boundaries of your mind. You must enter into an open, expanded state of self-awareness. This is the best protection from all manipulations. Why? Because when you abide outside the mind, outside concepts, in an expanded state of awareness, and look from it at the world of information, stable representations and ideas, you see the struggle of various egregors. You see that all this is primitive, limited, and simplified. Everyone represents the world from their own point of view, following certain patterns. But this is incomparable to your open awareness, which has neither center nor boundaries. Your consciousness, like the mystical bird Garuda, soars above all concepts. And how can you now be manipulated? Can moles and mice manipulate an eagle? No, they cannot. So what should those do who cannot yet fly? How to achieve such a state of open, contemplative mind and awareness? Here it is recommended reciting mantras. And most importantly, do not absorb any information. Do not allow negative conditioning information to clutter your mind. Reduce the amount of such information to a minimum. And if you are forced to contact it, try to look at it as an illusion, as a dream. Do not identify with it. Advaita Vedanta teaches to look at all phenomena of the world as illusion, as the dream of the Absolute, as divine play. Looking at the entire world, at all manipulations, at news and events as illusion, as the essentially empty divine play. Concentrate on the feeling of I. Practice Atma Vichara, and in Atma Vichara, you will discover that liberated and expanded state of awareness beyond concepts. This is the best way to not be subjected to informational manipulations. Manipulation is always the imposition of some version of the truth, the substitution of absolute truth with relative truth. There are many truths, but only one absolute truth. Everyone has their own version of the truth, but absolute truth is one for all. The essence of manipulation is that someone tries to impose on you their relative opinion or even lies, substituting objective truth with a fake. But when you open within yourself your inner absolute truth, you will be able to distinguish where is truth and where is falsehood. Then it will be impossible to manipulate you, because you will become free from concepts, from false perceptions, from meanings and values imposed by society. You will become free from ethics, culture, patterns, philosophy and ideology, from everything. You will be free even from religious dogmas, because the goal of true religiosity is to make a person truly free, directly connected with God, so that the soul directly communicates with God, listens only to Him, fulfills His will, and is guided by His wisdom. When such a connection with God is attained, nothing and no one will be able to manipulate you. You create your own inner personal truth, your personal ethics, your culture. You create your own pure, magical, divine world, the world of the yogi, the world of the soul united with God. And no external energies and manipulations will be able to influence you, because your inner world is stronger. It is built in unity with God, based on truth, which is one for all, and manifests in you as spiritual power. Develop your own spiritual power, practice, call upon the blessings of the saints of the Tree of Refuge, recite mantras, especially the mantra Om Namah Shivaya, the mantra of Dattatreya, if he is your deity. Study sacred texts such as Vivekachudamani, Yoga Vasishta, Tripura Rahasya, Atma Bodha, Tattva Bodha, and many others. Then you will be reliably protected from any manipulations. Pay attention to the philosophy of the teaching, the view, the culture of Advaita Vedanta, Shaivism. Pay attention to Upasana, worship of divine beings. What you pay attention to, that grows. What you respect, strengthens and begins to nourish you. Reduce consumption of worldly samsaric information. Do not watch or listen to bad news. And you will see how your inner spiritual world will mature, how your inner strength will grow, how inner vision will change, and how protection from any manipulations will increase.